So I am Mindy Arbuckle, and I am here today just to speak with you, my tribe, my clan, my group, about love and hate. Love versus hate. I think a lot of us can resonate that there's a lot of hatred in the world right now. There's hatred between races. There's hatred between political parties. There's hatred between straight people and gay people. There's hatred between like all the different groups. All the different groups seem to hate somebody else or feel hated by somebody else. And when we live in this environment of hatred, then we really tend to feel kind of exhausted and out of control. There's just nothing we can do about it, right? Like when you feel as if you can blame somebody for your problems, well, then they're in charge of solving those problems for you as well. But you can't make anybody else do anything. Unless you do it through fear, which is more hatred, and you can technically scare somebody to do something for you, but it's never going to be what you want it to be, right? Parents use this technique with their kids. They kind of scare them into doing the right thing. And, you know, there's pros and cons to every way that you parent, but I really think that if we have the ability to approach the world differently, then everything can shift. Okay, but this doesn't start with someone else. This doesn't start with a different group. This doesn't start with white people or with black people or with brown or yellow or any other color of people. This starts with us. This starts at home with our own selves. If I blame another group of people or my family or my spouse or my circumstances or my beliefs for something, then I'm out of control. The only way that I can really tap into control is if I'm willing to love myself enough to get through the muck and the grime and the beliefs that aren't serving me, and to really own it and then clear it. And that takes courage and it takes love. Okay? And when you love yourself enough to be able to clear out all that shit, then you can actually start to see that other people are worthy of that love too. That your sisters and brothers of a different color, of a different gender, of a different sexual orientation, all of those things, a different age, they all deserve love because you can see yourself in them. You can see that your soul is deeply connected to their soul. It doesn't matter what the political beliefs are. This happens one person at a time, and yet one person at a time doesn't mean that it has to be lonely or that you're the only one doing it. It just means that each one of us takes responsibility for our lives, right? So Oliver Wendell Holmes, I'm reading this book, Overcoming Under-Earning, because I'm actually an under-earner. I don't know if you know that about me. I owned yoga studios for 15 years and really didn't ever make a real living. I kind of was a volunteer in my own business. Anyways, I love this quote. So the author is Barbara Stanny, and in this she says, Oliver Wendell Holmes told us long ago, all limitations are self-imposed. All limitations are self-imposed. How do you feel about that? Maybe write a comment if you're watching. What do you feel about that? That all limitations are self-imposed. Do you feel like you have to blame yourself for all your problems? Do you feel like, if I'm the one to blame, then I'm a horrible person. Okay, this isn't a blame game. This is a responsibility and a self-love game. This is promoting what we love instead of bashing what you hate. This is a change of focus. Total change of focus. That our self-limiting beliefs are there for a reason. They're there as messengers to guide us to be more. Not to keep limiting us. They will keep limiting us until we realize that they're limiting us and we want to get beyond them. And that's when you love yourself enough to get beyond them. But we are here to really open up the doors, the windows, blow the roof off this thing with love. I don't care how hard your life is right now. Well, I do care. I really do feel for you. And yet, don't let your circumstances limit your present or your future. Okay? Like, see what it is. Get real with it. Take responsibility for what you can. And move forward with love, with light, with alignment, with joy. Everything that shows up on our path. Okay? So, if you're a Black person, this is where the controversy might come in. Here we go. If you're a Black person, you can continue to blame white people for your problems, but what do you expect them to do? And if I'm a white person, which I am, and I blame Black people for blaming me, and I feel like I'm out of control because I can't do anything about this, well, I've got no control, and I'm done. And I'm just going to continue to feel bad and make no progress. And we're never going to come together. Okay? I love my brown, my Black brothers and sisters. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with any of us. We are all beings of light and love. All of us are. I don't care what the skin color is. It's the content of your character. It's the sweet soul inside that I look to. I can see the sweet soul inside of a mass murderer. Do I appreciate his actions? Do I agree with them? Absolutely not. And yet there's something more inside of that person. And that's what we want to be focusing on, is what connects us, what lifts us up individually and as a culture, as a society, as a world. Beating each other down won't ever get us where we want to be. And so I want to start making happiness and love a habit to build our happiness and our love muscles, because for some reason we've all built muscles of anger and hatred and anxiety and repression. And one group repressing another is never going to solve a problem, ever. I don't care what color, what culture, we've all been born here as divine beings of light and love. We are beings of God, and we all have a divine purpose to be on this planet, and it's not to hate each other, it's to serve each other, to love each other as we love ourselves, which means that we can probably stand to love ourselves a little bit more if we're having a hard time loving the other people. Okay, so I want to give you a few action steps that you can actually use as we move through this path of love overcoming hate. And the first one is, I want you to just look inside and ask, who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Do you want to be a loving, generous, open-hearted connector, a being of light and love? Or do you want to be angry and frustrated and downtrodden and exhausted and feel as if the world's out of control, that you have no say in anything? Who do you want to be? And you get to make that decision. There's no right or wrong answer. You can make that decision 100% for yourself. But would you rather live in a low vibration state or a high vibration state? The human characteristics of love, of connection, of compassion, understanding, abundance, joy, beauty, that's where I want to be. I want to live in a place that uplifts each other, where a rising tide really does lift all boats. Okay, so you get to decide who you want to be. And then when you realize who you want to be, I want you to realize that there are other people who are going to disagree with you. There are other people who are not going to agree with how you show up in this world. But if you know that you are doing your best and that you are elevating yourself from within, I want you to not believe those people. Okay? You don't have to believe anybody else. The person that's most important to believe and to tap into and to trust is your highest self, not your human self, because the human self gets in trouble. The ego self gets us into trouble. The high self, the divine self, is what's connected to God. And the divine out there is the divine in here. And we need to have some sort of faith that we are supported, that we are loved. This universe really is working for our highest good and healing. So don't let anybody or even society stop you from embodying your faith, your true nature, and your divinity. Okay, I want you to then, next step, number 3, make love and happiness a habit. When you feel exhausted, when you feel stressed, when you feel like you need more confidence because everyone else is telling you what to do and you're letting them, when you feel like you have no voice, look at yourself, look at your surroundings, and how can you bring in a glimmer of love, joy, happiness to the situation. Promote what you love instead of bashing what you hate. Okay, this applies to ourselves as much as the society that's going on around us. Promote what you love. Build muscles of love. Just like if you're going to get stronger biceps, you got to do the curls, right? If you want your chest and your shoulders back to get stronger, push-ups, fantastic. I'm not a fitness expert. But do the things that build the muscles. You can't just talk about it and do nothing. You can't just say, I'm going to have stronger biceps, and do nothing but talk about it. Oh, my stronger biceps, they're definitely coming. Thoughts do become things, but it takes mindful action to really dive into the strength of those thoughts, to really make them a reality. So you can't just talk about love and forgiveness and joy and light and peace and butterflies and rainbows and unicorns. You really actually got to start building the muscles of love and happiness and joy in your life, which means changing your focus and changing your actions. One thing at a time, one baby step at a time. It doesn't have to be a whole life remake, okay? Don't get overwhelmed with it. This is not an all or nothing game. We start where we start, we are where we are, and we move forward. I don't care where you are on the spectrum's irrelevant. You start exactly where you are and you start moving from there. You start moving from there, okay? Building those muscles of love and happiness. And last, which goes in alignment with building your muscles of love, is to trust. Trust in the universe, trust in your divine path, trust that you are here for a reason. And I do believe that all of our dharmas, all of our purposes for being on this planet is somehow to serve each other. This is not serving each other to self-deprecate ourselves and to ignore ourselves. Women are so good at that. We will give and give and give and do and serve and serve and serve, only to feel exhausted and worn out and taken advantage of. That's not what I'm talking about. Keep loving yourself. Keep appreciating yourself. Tapping into your divine faith. Love everything. Recognize who you want to be and trust that that is your dream for a reason. Your dharma, whatever it is, these internal dreams that you have deep in your heart that you know you are here for a bigger reason, that's your dream for a reason. So trust in that wisdom of your heart, the wisdom of your soul, and start co-creating that life with the universe. Visualize every day. Be the person that you want to be. That takes us right back to where we started. You get to decide who you want to be. You get to decide every day who you are, who you show up as. Are you showing up as your superhero, or are you showing up as that demon inside of you that wants to lower your vibe and keep you totally caged? All right, so if we are going to let love guide us out of this hate, we have to do these 4 things. And yeah, you can do more, but 4 things is plenty to start with. Start with recognizing and asking yourself, who do you want to be? Second, don't let anybody stop you from being that person, right? Lift yourself up. If you are lifting yourself up, then you are on the right path, sister and brother. You do what is right for you and right for God. Okay? The Divine Mother, she is guiding all of us right now into a new world. And we can be a part of that. Third, Build your muscles of happiness and love. Make it a habit. Look for the light. Look for the good. Yep, bad stuff happens to all of us. But why is it happening? What can we learn from it? What gift can we take from whatever life is giving us? That's how you start looking for the love and building those muscles, okay? Feel the gift everywhere and build those muscles of love. Repeat, repeat, repeat. And then trust and co-create. Trust in your divine path. Trust in the dreams and the wisdom of your heart. And trust that the universe does always have your back, and co-create the hell out of it. We can make this world better. We don't need division to make this world better. We need unification. We need love. It's the only thing that's going to solve these problems. Let's create an army of love, right? Let's fight the good fight. Be warriors of light. Shine your light bravely and courageously. You know, I've got this amazing course, and I'm going to put out some information about it next week for you guys, because I am here to serve. I am here to uplift this world and to really, I want to change 1 million lives. This is the first time I've said it out loud to somebody. I really want to change 1 million people's lives and really up-level this world. And I can do it one person at a time. And each person that I touch touches another person and another and another, and it exponentially grows. But really, truly, I am here to serve. And my course is amazing. I can't freaking wait to share it with you. It's called Sacred Fulfillment. Oh, Sacred Fulfillment. That's what we're here for. And it helps us to overcome these self-limiting beliefs. It helps us to overcome self-hatred and hatred of others. It helps us to tap into love as that uniting principle. Because that's what we need to be able to move forward in this life, to be the abundant, loving, generous, connected beings that we know we're meant to be, to make the impact that we're meant to make. We've got to be tapped into that soul's purpose. So that's what I'm here for. If you want to get curious about this before next week, please feel free to check out my link. It's just mindyarbuckle.com/talk, and you can schedule a talk with me. It's free, totally free, 45 minutes, just to see where you are, what is getting in your way, and where you can go with it, because that's really what it's all about. And you don't have to do it alone. Having a guide on your side is freaking amazing. And sharing your soul, sharing your secrets is pretty awesome too. Like sharing I'm an under-earner, and that I am also going to help 1 million people in my life. All right, sisters and brothers, I love you. Oh, thanks, Erin. She says you're changing at least one life right now. This is helping me on a tough day. Oh, you're so welcome, Erin. I am glad that you're here. I'm so grateful for all of you, whoever watches this, however we're coming together. I love it. And if it resonates with you, share something in the comments. I always respond to them. And share it with somebody else as well who could use a little upliftment today, a little inspiration to bring love into this world instead of anger, hatred, and fear. There's so much light and love that abounds everywhere. Let's be those brilliant beings of light and take the brakes off. Let's really open up who we can be and how we can impact this world on a positive level. All right, so much love to all of you. Talk to you soon.